that, we have Amber Heard, who is probably, getting recast soon, but we have heard from Grace Randolph that her character has less than 10 minutes of screen time in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which is actually surprising to me because I actually thought she would have a much bigger role in the second movie than the first. Um, because they're all going into this adventure and all that stuff. So I thought that she would be in there much longer, and maybe she was, and now they are cutting her down. But I feel that is actually an appropriate decision. Speaking strictly from a business perspective, if having someone in your movie is causing you to have less business and less profit, I feel like the studios, I won't blame them for removing or cutting down the roles of those talent. And a funny thing which I saw was that Aquaman and the Lost Audience is a hashtag that's trending.
Telling you, man, I think they're going to try and cut her out of this movie as much as they can. I think they're already prepared themselves for it.
Yeah.
I think they may have shot around her for the shooting of Aquaman. I think Jason Momoa, was he a writer for Aquaman 2 as well? I think he was involved in a way. So I could see them being prepared for this because they knew the trial was coming up. They knew it was going to be before Aquaman 2.
Yeah.
And they couldn't fire her because what ground do they have to fire her? Because she didn't lose the trial. Johnny Depp did. And, talk about the Me Too movement, you talk about women, being, of course, you can encourage people coming out and talking about stuff that happened, and it's mostly women who come out talking about this stuff. And if a studio was to go against that, and it ended up being labeled, it could have went really wrong for Warner Brothers if they went against Amber Heard because they didn't know what was right or wrong, So I can understand why they're very cautious of it and the way they made the decision they did at the time, and why they're probably making the decision they're making yours, where she's got less than 10 minutes. It's not much. I would be surprised if it's less by the time the movie comes out, because it's not coming out until March 17th, 2023. That's a long time. They could actually bring in somebody else. They could just cut her completely out of the movie. She could have a similar role as she did in Justice League, like the first version, or even just the pre-epilogue version.
Yeah, true. And I feel like they can easily recast her. I don't think her Mira is some iconic casting or something like that. As with Superman or Batman or Wonder Woman. I don't think she's a significant casting choice for that. Or Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man. I don't think she's as big as that casting. So she's kind of replaceable, and I wouldn't mind seeing someone else. A lot of people are saying that Emilia Clarke should play that role because they already have good chemistry. Yeah. So
what kind of chemistry?
Yeah.
That seems like the obvious casting. So it is
obvious. Yeah.
But I did a video on TikTok talking about Grace Randolph's tweet. I asked people. It got 30,000 views, and I asked people.
You're a TikTok star now. You just put out anything and. Yeah.
Well, I've been doing a lot of videos there, but the Johnny Depp ones, because they seem to do pretty well. I'm not trying to do it like every single thing about the trial. I do it movie related, of course. Okay, I don't try and jump on the bandwagon of everything.
Yeah.
But one of the things I talked about Grace Randolph's tweet about the less than 10 minutes, and I asked the people, I was like, okay, so this may help you if she only has less than 10 minutes. So are you still going to boycott Aquaman 2, or will you watch it now because she's barely in the movie? And I had 400 comments, and basically I said 99% of them were, no, I'm not watching it because she's in it. Now, I don't know if people are telling the truth or not. Like, they might still check out the movie. People talk is talk. But it's not just my videos. I'm looking at all comment section. They're just not interested in the movie. They're completely with Johnny Depp. They're against Amber Heard. So I don't know, man. I don't know if it's going to last over until, because it's a year to the movie, basically, nearly a year.
Yeah.
And
this is also new management, so they're not just going to ignore this because they know this is an issue.
Yeah, it's a big one. I think it is a big one. It's bigger than Ezra's Miller one, I think.
Yes.
It's more in the culture of media right now and social media and stuff.
Yeah. Let's see how this goes.